Okay, so this is backend pairing session May 17th.
Okay, so I'm currently working on a reskin for our registrations page, and this is what it's looking like. My question is, actually, let me switch to my incognito tab that I closed. So we'll open a new one.
Okay.
And then let me switch. There we go. So my question is whether or not we have a reCAPTCHA that'll populate on the form if someone needs to submit it. I tried looking at like the elements in here, and it looks like if it did, sorry, the hover is so annoying sometimes.
Okay.
If it did exist, it would be, oh no.
Oh, this sounds like a Paul question.
Yeah, if it did exist, it might be in like this div here that just appears. But I also am not very well versed in this part of the GDK, so I was hoping there'd be somebody who like happened to know the question or know the answer, or could point me to someone who would know the answer.
And I don't know. I will be honest there. Yeah, it's not something that I've ever worked with before. So there is a development guide on spam protection and CAPTCHA that I found. I don't know what this document contains, but I sent you the link in the chat and we kind of like looked through it to see if that's helpful. I
Sure.
don't know. reCAPTCHA or CAPTCHA? I don't know the difference.
I don't either, but I think what I'm looking for specifically is reCAPTCHA. And when I went looking through the docs, maybe I was looking through the wrong part of the docs. It looks like it's like you can enable reCAPTCHA. It's just behind a feature flag. So I wasn't sure if we had that already. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we had that already enabled in production. Because we have this div that kind of appears here.
Yeah.
And that's where it would be.
How did you see that it was behind a feature flag? I don't. I wonder if
Oh,
it just.
sorry. Sorry, I've been working on this for too long. I'm mixing up my words. No, you have to enable it from the admin side.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we have it enabled.
So when I looked at it on prod, it doesn't look like it exists here. And then one of my directors was asking me if we have it enabled, but it only appears if people need it to. And that's where I got lost, because if it only appears when people need it to, I don't know what the criteria is for that. And
what does that mean?
yeah, I can show you the issue where he
Okay. Let
me switch.
Okay. So
here. Okay, awesome. So yeah, here he says, are we sure we don't have it existing in the page? It may only appear when we believe users need to be challenged. And if that's true, I'm not sure what the criteria is for whether or not you need to be challenged.
Okay. Hold on. Let me look and see. I don't know how the CAPTCHA stuff works. I was looking to see if maybe we could find the like YAML file for the page that you were looking at and try to like work backwards from there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just for like what you were looking at.
Yes, I have that over here. Let me switch screens again.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it's in what looks like, so the page, it's the YAML file for the page is signup box.
Hmm.
Oh, and then when I was looking for reCAPTCHA, it looks like it's, oh, see, it is behind this feature flag. It looks, sorry, I've been working on this for too long and I had to
Okay.
do so many things locally that I don't remember exactly what I did.
Just what does that helper do? Capture enabled. Okay, so if you're QA, oh, I love when there's double knots. It's just, okay. Capture, oh, it is a current setting. Okay, so it looks like, hold on a second. Capture. There's also like some sort of EE version maybe. I cannot spell. Okay, maybe not. Okay. I'll prepend mod to ensure GHO specific modules run even though there is no corresponding EE specific module. So the best that I can tell is, oh, this file hasn't changed at all, that there's a current settings. Oh. Oh, okay. Maybe there's a header that you need to have. All right. Have you looked in the sessions controller?
I have not. When I did, I just searched this to see where it was being used.
Yes. There's code looks confusing, but now I don't know if this is what you're looking for. Are you looking for a way to like make it show up?
Oh no, oh shoot, I didn't mean to close that. No, I was just wondering if it was already enabled in production, but only when users needed it.
It looks like maybe. Hold on. I imagine it is enabled in production, but you'll probably, what I would do is ask, I don't know who has admin access. I don't think it's a very large amount of people. Maybe like Stan. I don't know who else.
Okay.
You could ask in the development channel if an admin can check the setting for you, or you might be able to ask for read-only access through teleport, and you could probably grab it through that. Have you ever done a teleport request yet? Okay,
No, I
so
have
that
not.
might be something that's cool to at least show. Oh, cool beans. It's not where it used to be. Okay, not database console. Okay, I'll send you something as soon as I find where it has moved to. Teleport Rails console. Okay, so if you are trying to get like Rails console access, you can get it in staging without any approval. And you can get it in production, but you have to go through like approval. So usually what I do if I need it for production, you can do reads, so you'll be able to read that current settings and check if it's enabled. That might be a faster route than trying to find someone who has admin access and ask them whenever their working hours are. I don't know. But this allows you to like have a very short period of time where you can like connect to the Rails console in production with your Okta login. And it's awesome. I use it for debugging, but I don't want like permanent console access because it's like red data scary. I don't want to be in there if I don't have to, but it's nice to have like a self-service option. So I'm looking at these instructions. You could try it out in staging and check if it's on in staging. I don't know, just to make sure your teleport's set up correctly. And then once you're ready to do the production thing, I normally put like in the request reason, like either the issue or the MR I'm working on, maybe my Slack handle, if it's not the same as my ID, and something about what I'm trying to look at. For the most part, I feel like they get approved.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I can't tell if this is enabled. I don't have access, but this teleport thing is cool, and I find it to be very helpful. I know you're probably not interacting with like customer support debugging as often as I am, because you're working mainly on, I think you work on like fulfillment stuff, or no?
The marketing site. So
the marketing site. So like even more separated from like search or anything, but it is kind of cool that they have this tooling. If for some reason that doesn't work, you can always just ask in the development channel who has admin access. I don't know which one will be faster.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for you, but
no problem.
It doesn't appear to be any other gate to me. There's like, it looks like there's a CAPTCHA enabled method on the sessions controller, and it looks for some header. I don't know how that header gets filled out or not. And then also like the helper method that you found, which checks the setting in GitLab. And it looks like there's some more methods in here about CAPTCHAs, but I'm pretty sure it does exist in production, because I've gotten it before where it's like, hey, are you, I don't know, sometimes I get the little CAPTCHA thing.
Oh, really? I've never seen it. So I was confused. I wasn't sure. Like when I first got the work, I wasn't sure if I was going to be adding some functionality or not.
Yeah.
But then when I was building it, I saw that it was a setting, and so I was trying to figure out if we had that setting live or not. And
I'm sure we do. Yeah. But it is good to confirm. Don't take me being like completely sure as anything other than like a wild guess with no rhyme or reason as to, I just feel like I've gotten it before.
Okay.
Sometimes if it like detects you might be a robot, I think it'll capture you, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Like if we have something that will ask users to fill out a CAPTCHA if they need it. I guess if we think they're bots.
I think we do, but I mean, the only other thing is you kind of look and see like who touched some of the methods that you messed with before, see if you can find MRs that way and like ping that person directly. But I don't know, I find that sometimes hard. People maybe move teams, or not always the MRs are like for the team that owns the feature. But oh, I'm trying to think. So was there anything else you wanted to go over related to that? Or hopefully I provided some not very great help.
No, I appreciate it because I've never heard of teleport before.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe you probably wouldn't run into it as often, because a lot of the times, like we get customer support tickets for GitLab.com customers where they're like, my search isn't working, and their projects and data are like not publicly accessible, so I just can't go and look and see what they're seeing. And so sometimes it's helpful to at least be able to like check the subscription status, check the settings, say like, okay, is there anything that I can see that might indicate like why something's not working right? with read-only access. So, and it was really hard when that wasn't a thing, because when I first joined here, it was like you had to have production console access, which I didn't.
Oh no.
So yes, I was very excited when they roll out, because I'm like, sweet. So I have something that I was supposed to be working on today that I didn't get to work on, and I'm happy to share and kind of go over what I'm working on and see if it's of interest. I don't know how deep you want to delve into Elasticsearch work, but it is pairing, and I never bring anything. So let's see. I guess I can give a high level, maybe. I can share my screen. That's a good start. Okay. Okay. So I work on the search team, and we'll just try here. A lot of the things that I'm trying to debug right now are the way that search works is there's like two types of search. There's advanced search, which is what's being used here. You can see like advanced search is enabled in the upper right. And there is basic search, which is backed more by database and GitLab, depending on like what kind of data you're searching for. And it's less powerful. And for most, for paid customers on GitLab.com, they're using advanced search. Advanced search works by like indexing everything that we have in the database that's available for search, like into Elasticsearch. That process is apparently not bug proof, because there are instances where customers will like search for code and according to search, it is empty. But their repository has data. So I've been working on like an index integrity fixing thing to like try to detect when searches are happening for code specifically that are for like have missing data in the index, and to try to fix it. I hope this might be a quick MR. We'll see. I don't know how interesting that is, but I don't try to find my issue.
Oh my goodness, the 99 plus to-dos.
Oh, I stopped using those. I don't know. I haven't looked at this in a while. Only 500. Just too many. Just too many. I can't.
It's like
I had it when it was at 50 and I was like, okay, but once it got out of control, I don't know. So when people are saying I exclusively work off to-dos, I can't right now. It just doesn't work. Okay, so this is part of it. Oh.
Yeah, my biggest issue with to-dos is that I hate that I have to reload the page to see if I've gotten a new to-do. I wish it just updated without me having to do that, because there are times where I miss to-dos because I think I'm done and I haven't reloaded my page in like 3 hours.
Do you go for empty to-do box?
I do.
Oh my gosh. I use my email like that. So I do have my emails for the most part like all read. I have a lot of filters that I use to filter out some of the body stuff, but like I use the same thing, but I use an email. I don't know. Don't tell the to-do people that. So this is the issue that I've been working on. I guess the state of what I have right now is we have, if someone does a search for code and no results come back, some workers get kicked off that kind of look at the index and look at the project and look at the repository to say like, should this be in the index? And if it's not, like log a message. So right now, all I have is logs that are being logged saying, hey, the data is missing, or hey, this other piece is missing. So I wanted to open up an MR to like fix one of the missing things, because I think this is causing a lot of distrust in the search results for customers when they search for things that they can see in their repository and they don't come back. So and kind of look at this class that I've been working on. And I guess if you're interested in the issue, I should have shared it in the chat.
We just need a doc for this meeting.
I know. I don't want to do it, but you're welcome to. We should have a doc. Okay, so that's the issue. All right, so this is a service with an execute method that we do have it behind a feature flag. There's a check for the project, whether it should check the index integrity, and just what that looks at is whether the project is using Elasticsearch. Like I mentioned, whether the repository exists, because sometimes there are projects where there is no repository created yet, which means it won't be there, and whether the repository is empty. If all of those three things are true, then we start to look at things. There are two checks that I'm making. One looking for whether it's called blobs here, but it's really like code. But the terminology used in the back end is blob. And then we also check the index for the owning project. Some of the things that I've noticed is maybe the code will be in the index, but the project is not for some reason. And that will cause the search to fail because there's like a link between the two. When we're querying it, we're saying like, you're asking for this project, make sure this is in there, and also give me all the code related to it. So I was hoping to maybe fix like this part where it checks the index for whether the project is like missing. Now I know I don't like the way I named these methods. Let's see. This is just checking the index and making a log. I guess maybe I could rename this to check and repair, check index and repair. Is that bad? Do you think if they're doing it the same method is bad, or should I try to split things up?
Well, this is just checking if the project exists, right?
Yeah, all I did right now is like, I'm checking if the project exists, and then if it doesn't, like this is in the Elasticsearch query that we have set up, which is in the DSL for Elastic. So it looks for a document type of project and the ID that matches the project ID that we're working on. This client.count is doing like just a count call that returns back the Elasticsearch response that says, does this record or any like how many of these records exist? We only ever expect one, but like I'm not checking that right now because that I think is pretty solid. And it returns and does nothing if project count is greater than 0, but otherwise it logs a warning that the project document is missing from the index. And I almost like want to be like, can I just repair it here? Is that the easy route, or do I want to like, because then it's not checking, it's checking and repairing.
Yeah, I don't see why not. What would be the benefit of not repairing it here?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this method might be too long. Let me see. Check index and repair. I just want this method to be very clear about what it's doing. So we'll just do that. Let me see. I know that so we have this like process bookkeeping service. This is how we track items. I think I can just send it in here. I am really not gonna like to write the test for this thing, but maybe what I can do is break something locally and run this service and see if it fixes it. Okay, I don't know. Do you use RubyMine? I forget. Are you a Vim person?
I'm a Vim person.
Okay. I'm never gonna join you. I think this might be okay to fix it. I also am never sure when we need the doubles this here or not. Do you ever, like, I don't know. I think I'm
I
just gonna
don't
add it to
either.
be
I
safe.
just hope that it tells me in an error or something.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it doesn't tell you, and then someone randomly will be like, I'm running a spec that's unrelated to my changes, and I got this weird error, and it has something to do with how Rails loads things up, and I don't quite understand when you need it, when you don't need it. And so I'm like, let me just be explicit at this point and add it. So what this should do is load this object up for indexing. We have like a Redis queue that this should throw it onto, and then there's a whole like indexing process worker that kind of pulls everything out of the queue and indexes it into Elasticsearch. I think this will work. But what I am going to do is I think I'm going to try to test it locally by manually deleting something from Elastic in my GDK and then running this service on it.
Okay.
And hopefully I have this feature flag enabled because I don't
Yeah.
remember. You just get to work with me in Elastic. Elasticsearch is really fun to work with if you ever get interested in working with search. It's pretty, I think it's pretty fun.
Oh no, on my team we have like subgroups. I used to be on the search nav and support team, so it's fun to see like different styles and different ways to handle search. I just recently moved to conversion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is how I got the free trial page.
Well, I mean, we need that, right? To make the user base grow. So let me look. I actually end up testing a lot of this stuff using Insomnia. I don't know if I think I was using Postman for a while, but then it got really clunky and I was like, no, I'm done with you. And this seems to work okay. So let me get projects. Yes, let me see if my GDK is not unhappy for a second. Nope, so unhappy. Have you had any issues with your GDK really not running?
Yeah, my GDK is completely broken right now, which is scary because
Sorry.
I have 2 RSpec tests I need to fix so that I can fix my pipeline. And I can't get them to run, and I can't get my GDK to update. And I don't want to like burn it to the ground and start over. So
Yeah. Maybe after, if I can test this and it works, which I am like 80% potential, we could look at that. My GDK is usually working, but it's been really slow lately. And then I keep having this like, I normally don't ever run the GDK kill command, but I've had to a few times. And
yeah,
I don't like doing that. But yeah, I will tell you, I run GDK update at least once a day, though. I don't know if that's good or bad. It seems like if you wait a long time and don't run it, then it opens up like an avenue for strange behavior.
yeah. So I usually run it every week. Like I'll pull everything down, I'll run it.
That should be enough. Yeah.
Yeah, except I skipped it last Friday because I was working on this and I was like, I'll update it on Monday. And that was the worst mistake I've ever made because I came back on Monday and I was like 1,200 commits behind.
Oh no. And they just did the PG upgraded thing for Postgres version 2, and that was a big one.
Yeah, so I updated Postgres and then everything broke.
Oh no. Do you run ASDF?
I think so.
Okay. And you're on a Mac. Okay. That's a good, I feel like the people that aren't using ASDF, they have a harder time because a lot of the stuff it seems like when there's a different route of setup, it can make it hard to test the GDK stuff when they're updating it. Like I've gone in and updated stuff in that repository. It's kind of terrifying for me because I don't know. I remember make files from college and really not liking them.
Yeah, I did the 1-line install and I said I'm going to make this as simple as possible because I'm on the marketing site. Like I think I'm in the GDK maybe 3 times a year.
Oh no.
Yeah. So even when I don't have like issues for the GDK, I try to make sure I at least update it once a week.
Yeah.
But
Oh no.
yeah, skipped it one time and I'll never do that again.
Well, we have 30 minutes left if I can get this thing to work.
Yeah.
Um,
Have to kill your GDK again.
no, I'm not doing it. I guess no, not the test index name. Okay, let's see. All right, I am going to just delete. Yeah, let me see. I'm just going to delete this one. Okay. Oh, I already have a delete project document. Okay, perfect. I'll delete 3. That'll work. Okay, it deleted that project. So theoretically, so if I go to GitLab shell, I guess I can show you what the behavior of this thing is when it's broken, which clearly has a ton of stuff in it. And we search for like test. Hopefully something will come back. It's so slow. And it brings back nothing. And we search for this and it brings back, oh, maybe it's okay now. That's weird. Oh, is it using blob.rid? Aha, okay. So projects won't be affected, but group search will be affected. Okay. Oh, it's so hard to explain what's happening right now, but technically this should be okay. I need to test this with something else. Let me see. If I can find a different project that's like smaller. Nope, that one didn't get uploaded. All right, let me just do something really quickly. Oh my God.
Oh no.
What was that? Did you see?
No.
Ooh. What is that?
What is
What is
it?
this right now? Okay. Let me look in toolbox. Maybe that will have something that I need.
It said this query selector was null.
That, yeah, but I'm like, I don't even, I have Webpack issues so often that I don't quite understand. Okay, so there's only one project in this. Okay. Oh wait, hold on, let me see. How many projects are in Toolbox? Okay, so that should be fine. And Toolbox, project ID 1. I'm gonna go delete that one too, because you know what it doesn't matter. Deleted. Okay. So if we go in here and say shortcuts, why do you do that to me? Oh, that is slow. Someone else mentioned this, that this thing is like, there's a disconnect between the timing there, but just want to see. How? Oh, then we'll delete it. Maybe this isn't as much of a problem. Oh, we've really tried to fix this really quite good because we're not using that anymore in the query. And I'm just going to fix this. Let me see. Okay.
Yay.
There is no project 1 in the index. Like we have literally changed stuff to try to fix this thing from breaking for folks. And apparently I've like outsmarted, like we've outsmarted me because we've removed a lot of the issues that were causing code search to come back with nothing when the project is missing, but that's okay. I'm going to run my integrity worker on this. Okay, so project, find 1, and I just want to make sure that's the toolbox, and then that execute project. And hopefully that does something. Okay, so I can see here in the log, the index repair service has said that the project document is missing from the index, and there is a log for the process bookkeeping service that an item was marked to be tracked. Now, the indexing doesn't happen like immediately, so I'm trying to remember what the name of the worker is to make it like work. We might have to wait like a minute for it to like flush the queue out, but I'm fully expecting this thing to, I think if I do this, maybe that will fix it. Button perform. Okay, I think maybe that worked. I hate reading these things. I think it didn't, but we'll see. Let's see. I just want to see this have record. Okay. I'm confident that that fix did what I wanted it to do, which is it re-added the project to the index.
Yay.
Okay. I think I'm okay with that. I'm gonna write some specs for this later. And I like this name better because it's check, index, and repair. Let me check and repair index for project. Or maybe just repair index for project. I don't know. I really hate naming things.
Repair works because in order to repair something, you have to figure out what's broken anyway, if you want to make it short.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind being too wordy, but I'm like, well, repair index for project. So we were repairing. Okay, let's just do this. And if someone doesn't like the name, I'm assuming they will say something to me. And then I can update a test in here. But thank you for suffering through my work with me that I didn't get done earlier because I got bogged down by doing other things. Is there maybe we could work on like your specs or maybe trying to get your GDK up and functional? I don't know. I feel bad that it doesn't work.
Yeah, I can show you what thing I get stuck on. If I can't fix it today, I'm just gonna burn it all down.
I know. I'm with you though. I mean, like I know that people are like, oh, you shouldn't want to delete all your data, but a lot of the times I don't want to have to re-index all of my stuff in the data in the like it's just like I have an extra step because of the Elasticsearch index, so I prefer just like to keep everything if I can, but that's okay.
So I just quit an update and I always get stuck on like this notice when it gets to updating Gittily. I've never seen it before. It's also not in the Slack and it just sits there for hours.
Okay. So, okay, and this is in behaving like ASDF going mod version enable equals true. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But
that is really strange.
exactly. And at this point, I was like, you know what? Because no one else has run into it, maybe it's specifically me. So I'll just
no, there's no way.
There's no way. I haven't seen it in the giant GDK Slack either. So
yeah, I know. What is the thing again? ASDF Golang mod version enabled to. Oh.
Yeah. Who knows?
Go all the way up. What's the thing that's like at the top of that?
That's as far as I can see because it just keeps repeating this message.
It just is like.
Oh, and then it gets to a point where it asks me for the passphrase for my SSH key, and then adds the notice again. So I have no idea what's going on.
Weird. That is very strange.
It is. But we can look at the spec that's breaking my pipeline.
Yeah, why don't we look at that?
So
I would still post that in if you at the end of this. But let's look at your pipeline and maybe I can help. I know it's so painful to not be able to run things locally. And you try one more GDK update after this and see. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Wild. So what spec are you looking at?
It's an EE spec called sign in underscore spec. And what I'm running into is this error where it's saying unable to find the button free account that's not disabled within Capybara. I don't really know what that means. And so I thought the error was originally because I changed, of course, I closed all of my incognito tabs.
No worries.
Let me open a new one. I thought the error was happening because I changed some of the text for these buttons on this page. If I just go here.
Yeah, usually like, so the Capybara errors, it's like it's trying to look for a button and it can't find it.
Yeah, so this button used to be called sign in. I renamed it to free account. And then when I put, so this is what the page looks like now. We have free account.
Yep.
So when I changed the text to free account, I still got the same error. And that's where I ended this.
Okay. Interesting. And you can't run it locally. Do you have an MR that we can pull down, and then maybe I can run it locally so that we don't have to push it up to the pipeline? Pipeline is too long.
Yes, it is.
And I know like the ones that I run, they add additional stuff on them because of the Elasticsearch piece, and it's like, I don't know, feels very like monstrous. Okay, I'm gonna exit. Let me actually refresh this so I don't lose what I'm doing. That would be very sad. Let me make sure I have the latest version, and it's just that spec. Let me look at the pipeline before I try to run anything locally.
Yeah, it's that spec that's stopping my pipeline, unfortunately.
I know there's one thing it looks like. Let me look at this changes. There's a GitLab like a translation file that looks like it might need to be updated.
In the translation file?
Yeah, that's unrelated to this. If you look at the job, the first little red X one, there's a static.
Oh yeah, so that one's unrelated. I changed different text and forgot to run this job.
Okay.
But for the free account, I already ran, excuse me, for the free account issue, I've already run this job.
Got it. Okay. Oh, okay. So number 13, it's unhappy about number 13. Line number 13, it logs in the user. Okay. And what is it saying? Element not found. So, I don't do front end very much. So I'm going to look at the code and see what got changed. Okay. So it was called
Sign in.
Sign in. I guess. Register with. This is so confusing. I still can't find the file that got changed. Do you mind? There's so many files.
Yeah, it's in.
Is it in one of the devise files, the views?
Let me see if I can copy this path. Shoot, I always mess this up. I think copy relative path. Yeah, that should get you there. So it's.
Oh, like that spec, but I am trying to see where the sign in button, what was it before?
Oh, okay.
I guess that's where like I'm not, it's my eyeballs are not, they're not doing me any help right now.
Oh, it's no problem. I think that was trusted by, oh, sorry, I have to think about where I changed that. I think it's this, no, this one.
New, okay.
Oh, and then I created, that's right. That's right. I created a new file for this
Okay.
because we had a different link that was rendering on that page. I wasn't sure if that was being used anywhere else. So it is under devise. Let me get the.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff.
The spec feature, reassurances.
Views.
Only off. So I see register with and sign up for your free trial, but that's new text. I'm like, where is the text that was sign up?
So this is the file that I created. That's where you see the free account, and then not this one, but this one. No, it should be this one.
Oh, is it? Okay, hold on. Oh, click. Is it line 28, maybe? Like where it was sign in link is not being rendered anymore?
Yeah, so I created a new file called free account link.
Okay, okay. So let me open up devise. Shared. Line in link. That's what I was missing. Okay, so oh, it looks the same.
Yeah, I
I
just
can't find the
changed it to free.
button. So I know in the pipelines, those capybara tests, like they have pictures usually that we can look at. That might be helpful. Let me look at the artifacts. Oh, cool. Trying to figure out which artifact we want. This one. On the pipeline failure, if you go on the right side, the job artifacts underneath the duration block, there's like a job artifacts with a keep and a download and a browse.
Mhm.
You can do browse and see if you go, where is it? Somewhere in here. There's going to be a picture. If I find it for you, oh, looks like you might have found it. Log. No. Usually, sometimes I can find things in here that are helpful. Capybara under temp capybara. Is that it? Oh, nope. Maybe. So it looks like maybe the sign in button's still there in this case.
Okay.
I know it's not displaying right, but oh, let me try to run it locally for you. I know your GDK is like janky.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a way to make the capybara tests like display. I don't remember how off the top of my head. Do you by chance? You don't do these that often, but
This is my first.
oh, okay. Well, we're gonna try. Maybe this will be helpful if you can get your stuff working. Okay. Oh, this is not what I want to see. All right, I'm gonna run this test and see what happens. It's line 13. It can't be that long. I can share my screen again if you want.
Oh, that's right.
Here, let me.
Forgot we're not on Hangouts, so.
Oh yeah.
Person can share
That's okay. I think I shared my screen. That's the right one that's running the spec, and hopefully it fails. This is your branch.
Yes.
I think it's up to date. I'm gonna still look and see if there's like a way. I don't remember.
Wait, you can run BER spec instead of
Oh,
typing out bundle exec?
I made an alias because I'm
Oh.
lazy. I did that when I was when I first okay, so when I first started doing development, I've been working on Windows computers for like 15 years. I was getting hand cramps from the difference in the keyboard, and so I was trying to like reduce the amount of typing that I was having to do. And so I try to set up shortcuts for things if I can. I felt like so old because I'm like, the fact that the copy and paste things were completely on different parts of the keyboard, it really messed up my typing. And I was asking if I could use a Windows computer in my boot camp, but they were like, no. They were like, we work on Macs here. I'm like, okay,
Great.
that's cool. Oh, that's nice. Just ignore that.
Oh, I had to add SVGs.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why it's yelling at you.
So when you run this, I think we'll get the same thing here. That this, yeah, it looks the same. So for some reason, this is not showing up the way that it's seeing sign in, but I don't know why. Oh, ignore that. I was trying to play this game where you try to do prompt injection for AIs to get them to tell you secrets. It was a game someone posted in one of the other Slacks that I'm in, which was very fun and like completely unrelated to work that I was doing. I lost like 30 minutes of my day. That's okay. Yeah, I guess. Oh, maybe that's on the browser. Hold on, I just saw it. Ah, okay, just so that I promise. This will, if you do this WebDriver headless, it should open up a browser. So when you get your GDK working again, this might be helpful. And I found that from this, it just took me a minute to find the documentation page that has the debugging on there. Watch it not work because I'm trying to show it to you, but I swear it does. So I'm wondering, I guess, how is this? Let's look at what this test does again. On GitLab.com, it logs in the user.
Yeah, it goes to the trial registration page. Oh,
Is there some other setup that's missing?
I see what I did. I will.
I have no idea, but hopefully you rubber ducking to me has helped.
No, I'm still lost.
Okay.
But when it clicks on sign in, it signs in the user, but clicking on sign in should send you to the sign in page, and then you click another button that says sign in. So I had that error too when I left it as just sign in instead of free account.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do this again and we'll run it. And see, the browser disappeared because I was in another screen. I don't know where it opened, but we'll see. Because maybe we can, I think those browsers, like you should be able to interact with them some way, somehow, hopefully. I don't know. My Chrome, I don't use Chrome, so I'm interested if this is gonna work. It didn't open up a browser, so maybe that feature's like not working for my laptop for whatever reason, but it's okay. So if you click on sign like this,
Yeah, I didn't remove
oh,
I didn't pay. I didn't remove this button, so that's why
that's a really confusing. Let's see. I guess like really I feel like I need this like thing to
Oh, I think I figured it out.
Well, tell
There we
me.
go. Okay. If you go back to the test,
Okay. Yes.
so when it gets to the trial registrations path, it has to click on free account, which sends it to the sign in page, and then it needs to click the button sign in and not free account.
And so you think if we leave this and then change this
Yes.
back?
I think it has to be uppercase I.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure how. See, but then which line was this in? 24. Oh, we'll see, maybe. We'll run it again. I took the binding.pry out, so hopefully it will just either work or not. And this WebDriver headless is not working anymore, but it's supposed to. I'm gonna Google that and see. Well, it did get past it, so I feel like this is right, because it got past it. But it still didn't find, so let's see what this thing looks like now.
Oh, wait, why didn't it find the button?
Don't know, but I want to see what this looks like because I feel, oh, so it didn't find this button, but it does exist.
Oh, it's because I told you it's uppercase. Is it because I told you it's uppercase I and not lowercase?
It might be, but I feel like it should be, I haven't opened that. Shouldn't it be smart enough to just like know? I don't know, maybe it's not. I like sign in. We'll see. But it seems like hopefully this just works. Hey,
That
there
was
you go.
it.
You fixed
Yay.
it. So if you want, I can just grab, I'll send this patch to you if that's helpful at all. If not, you can just ignore it.
Oh no, I think I was fixing it locally while we were going through this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I sent it to you anyways in case it's helpful. If not, I still would see if I know we're at the end of time. As I would still see if you can get some, well, maybe nuke your GDK from just nuke it, kick it into the sun. And if that doesn't work, then see if you can get someone to look at it. I know there's been some issues with like Gitly updates, but even when I've tried to follow people that got theirs fixed, it's a little bit above my head, and I'm always wondering if mine breaks. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably just nuke it. But that was great. We paired and
fixed two problems.
We fixed two problems and we tested it, and both the tests passed, and that's cool. And I don't know why the WebDriver headless doesn't work anymore, but that's a tomorrow or maybe next month problem for me.
Good.
But I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you so much for pairing. It was really nice.